Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. In our previous video, we saw how we can call a lambda expression using the functional interface. In case you have missed it, please click on the link mentioned in the I button. In this video, we'll see some more examples of invoking a lambda expression using the functional interfaces. So let's get started. Let's consider an example. Here we have an interface, that is interface 2, which has one abstract method, that is concatenate. Now forget about the lambda expression. Tell me, how will you write the implementation of this interface in Java 7 when we don't know what is the lambda expression? So what you will do here is you will provide a class that will implement this interface, and then that class will provide the definition for the method which is present inside the interface. So your code will look something like this. Public class interface to IMPL, which implements the interface 2, and here we have override the abstract method concatenate. This method takes two input parameters and prints a single string which is obtained by concatenating the two input string. Now, if you want to call this method, you have to write a code to instantiate the interface to IMPL and then call the method concatenate. So your code will look something like this. Public class interface to public static void main, and inside the main we have interface to I2 equals to new interface to IMPL. Then we can call the method concatenate by I2.concatenate. So in this way, you will write the implementation of the interface in a class and then instantiate the implementing class to invoke the function. Now the same task can also be achieved using the functional interfaces. Let us see how. What we'll do is, first we'll convert this method concatenate to a lambda expression. So the function concatenate can now be written as s1, s2, which prints system.out.println s1 plus s2. Since we have studied that function interfaces acts as a type to lambda expression, so again what we'll do is we'll use this functional interface to hold our lambda expression. So the statement will become like interface to I2 equal to s1 comma s2 arrow key system.out.println s1 plus s2. So I can directly write this code in my main method and replace that old code where we are instantiating the object of interface 2. So my code will look something like this. Now here you can see we have replaced the instantiation of interface 2 IMPL with only a single line. Let's see this code into the actions. So here you can see we have an interface 2 that has the concatenate method. Then we have interface 2 IMPL which implements the interface 2 and override the method concatenate. Then we have test interface 2 which has the main method which creates the object of interface 2 IMPL and calls the concatenate method. So let us compile this java c star.java and let me run it java test interface 2. Now let me replace this new interface 2 IMPL with the lambda expression. So what I'll write here is s1 comma s2 the arrow token and system.out.println s1 plus s2. I'll also add a space s1 space s2. Now let me save this code and let me compile it. Java C star.java. Let me run it Java test interface 2. So let's consider another example. Here we have an interface which is a functional interface since it has a single method. This is interface 3 which has one abstract method, that is getSum. Again we'll forget about the lambda expression and we'll try to provide the implementation of this into Java 7. Here we don't know what is lambda expression. So what we'll do is we'll provide a class that will implement this interface, and that class will provide the definition for the getSum method. So our code will look something like this. Public class interface 3 IMPL implements a interface 3 And here we have overridden the abstract method getSum. This getSum method takes two input parameters and returns the sum which is obtained by adding these two numbers. Now, if I want to call this method, what I'll have to do is I have to write a main method where I will create the object of interface 3 IMPL, and then I'll be able to call this method getSum. So our code will look something like this. Public class test interface 3 public static void main interface I3 equals to new interface 3 IMPL I3 dot getSum. So in this way, we will write the implementation of the interface in a class and then instantiate the implementing class to invoke the function. Again, we'll try to achieve the same task using a functional interface. What we'll do is, we'll first convert this getSum method to a Lambda expression. So this getSum method can be written as a comma b tends to a plus b. Now we have studied this functional interfaces acts as a type 2 lambda expression. So again we'll use this functional interface to hold our lambda expression. So our expression would become interface 3 I3 equals to a comma b arrow token a plus b. So in the main method I can directly write this code and my code will look something like this. So let's see this code into actions. So here you can see we have an interface 3 that has getSum method that takes the two input numbers and returns their sum. Then we have an interface 3 IMPL which implements interface 3 and provides the implementation for the getSum method. Then we have test interface 3, and inside the main method we are creating the object of interface 3 IMPL and then calling the getSum method. Java C start.java, and then we'll run this Java test interface 3. Now let me remove this new interface 3 IMPL with a lambda expression a comma b arrow token a plus b. Let me just save it and let me compile it. Java C start.java, then let me run it. So that was it for today. I hope now you are comfortable in writing the implementation for a functional interface, and now you have learned how you can invoke a lambda expression using the functional interface. In our upcoming video, we'll have hands-on experience on some more examples of functional interfaces and lambda expression. Also, we'll learn how you can provide implementation for anonymous inner class also using the lambda expression. You can leave the questions in the comment area if you have any. I hope you liked this video, so do like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for yet another videos on Java 8. Till then, take care, bye bye, and thank you for watching.